manufacturing, speed is absolutely everything. But what if there's a hidden bottleneck, something deep inside your R&D process that's quietly costing you a ton of time and money? Well, we're going to talk about that today. The manual sync between your product lifecycle management and ERP systems. It's a process that for many is just full of friction and some really costly errors.
So, let's just ask the big question right up front. What's that hidden drag on your R&D? See, you can have the most brilliant engineers in the world, but if your back-end processes are a total mess, all that innovation is just going to be stuck in first gear.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the engineering bottleneck. This is really about the daily grind of manual data entry. It's the spot where innovation just slows to a crawl because it's buried under this mountain of clerical work.
I mean, just look at this typical workflow. It is a total copy-paste marathon, right? Your staff has to pull data from engineering change orders. Then they have to key it into the PLM system. And then they turn around and type it all over again into the ERP system. Then you add in all the document uploads and chasing down approvals. You've basically got a recipe for a super slow, error-prone process.
Okay, so what's the big deal? Well, this kind of inefficiency has a really high cost. And we're not just talking about wasted time here. We're talking about how one simple data entry mistake can snowball into a major production problem down the line. And here's that ripple effect in action. A tiny revision mismatch, that can lead to huge production delays. The wrong parts get purchased. The factory floor is working from old, outdated instructions. The bottom line here is that every single manual entry is another point of operational risk.
But it absolutely does not have to be this way. The good news is, there really is a better way.
And that better way is automation. This brings us to ZAPTEST, a tool that's specifically designed to bridge that critical, error-prone gap between your PLM and ERP systems. So what exactly is ZAPTEST? Well, it's a robotic process automation, or RPA solution. Basically, it watches and learns your existing workflow, and then it creates these little software bots that execute the process perfectly every single time. It uses a mix of automating the user interface and APIs. The result? No more copy-pasting. Ever.
And when you put them side by side, the transformation is just stark. The manual way is slow. ZAPTEST is incredibly fast. Manual is prone to human error. ZAPTEST is always consistent. You go from having basically zero traceability to having a full, complete audit trail. It's a total upgrade across the board.
Now let's talk about the results, because this is where things get really exciting. We are literally talking about taking a process that used to eat up hours and shrinking it down to, well, you'll see.
This right here is the headline. The single biggest impact is that you reduce that entire engineering change sync from hours down to just minutes. Seriously, just for a second, imagine what your team could actually do with all that time back.
I mean, this chart says it all, doesn't it? That tall bar on the left, that's all the hours people spend doing this manually. And that tiny little bar on the right, that's the exact same process with ZAPTEST. The time savings are just massive.
And remember, it's not just about speed. With this, you also completely eliminate data entry errors. Your execution becomes way faster and a whole lot more reliable. You get that full audit trail we talked about. And this is huge. You can scale your change management process without having to add more people. It's all about working smarter, not just harder.
So let's zoom out for a second. What does all this operational improvement really mean for the business as a whole? Well, it creates an entirely new competitive edge.
And here it is, the ultimate takeaway. This isn't just some IT fix or a back-end tweak. By syncing your engineering changes instantly and without any errors, you accelerate your entire time to production. You get your amazing innovations to the market way faster than your competition can.
So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is manual data entry still part of your workflow? Because if it is, you're not just wasting time. You might be leaving your biggest competitive advantage on the table.